All right, you guys, welcome to the new channel, Raw Detroit. Make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions, and we're just going to put a spin on it. We're going to do it from a different angle because I know it's a lot of speculation. It's a lot of talk. It's a lot of fans wanting this, fans wanting that. But we're just going to give raw attitude about it. You know, we're going to talk about this team in a way that kind of makes sense, but then it doesn't make sense. You get what I mean? So basically, you know, a lot of people are wondering what are the Detroit Lions are going to do. You know, will this team actually go 0-17 or will they win a football game? You know, today, these guys are messed up with the Philadelphia Eagles, and there's a possibility you can get your first win. Now, a lot of people say that Philadelphia is not that good, but the Detroit Lions are not good as well. So the future for the Detroit Lions could be bright, but you got to get through a lot of rugged terrain to get to where you need to go. And this video right here is about Malik Willis. And I'm going to put out one on Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm going to talk about Kyle Hamilton, guys that I think that should be on the big board for the Detroit Lions. You know, whether the Lions decide to trade back, whatever they decide to do, you know, and I'm not saying they're going to take Malik Willis, so don't get it misconstrued. I don't think that just because I'm talking about it, I don't think that they have to pick Malik Willis, but I just think that he's a generational talent. The guy's a phenomenal quarterback, and the Detroit Lions need to get better on the offensive side of the ball as well as the defense needs to get better. We know that one of the weakness for the Lions has been linebackers for a long time, and until they get that werewolf or silverback in that lineup as a linebacker, they're going to have some challenges. But this video right here is about Malik Willis. Should the Detroit Lions draft Malik Willis? Now, from my perspective, and this is the reason why I think that Malik Willis would be a great top #1 pick. I know a lot of people saying, you know, I don't know if I would take Malik Willis #1. I don't know this. I don't know that. You know, the biggest thing as a Detroit Lions fan, there's so much wavering, if I could say that. Like, people don't really know what they really want. Sometimes, you know, I want this, I want that. It's like being inside of a candy store. You know, you got all these different candies in there. Today, you might want to pick lemon heads, or you might want a Snicker, or you might want Boston baked beans, or you might want a bag of cracklings. If you ever eaten cracklings, you know that they're really, really tough on your teeth. It's like rough pork skin or whatever you want to call it. But the reason why I think that Malik Willis should be a consideration on the big board is because the Detroit Lions have really never really had competition at the quarterback spot. Jared Goff has been okay, but we know that he's not the answer. He's not the problem, and he's not the solution. You got to find a way to be able to get a quarterback that's going to be dynamic. You need to be able to give this Detroit Lions hope, because that's the only thing that the Lions have is hope. They hope to get better. They're wishing upon a star. And I want to see the Detroit Lions win, man. You know, that's always been one of my biggest things. And I stepped away from the Lions because I think it was just time to step away, because it was just being so depressing and just so, it was driving you nutty, and it was driving you crazy to see this team just lose week in and week out, man. And Dan Campbell has been dealt a bad hand, man. He's playing with house money, and it's not a good team. The team is not talented. They need some talent on the roster. Some people say, well, it's not the talent. We can play with what we have. No, man, it's talent. You have to get talent on this team. When you look at teams and you look at the overall makeup and build of a team, look at the faces that they have on their team. When you look at an Arizona Cardinals team, you're looking at D-Hop. You're looking at an A.J. Green. You're looking at Christian Kirk. You're looking at Rondale Moore. When you look at the defensive side of the ball, who they have on there? Well, they got J.J. Watt. He got hurt or whatever, but you got J.J. You got Chandler Jones. You got Buda Baker. You have Isaiah Simmons. You got Zaven Collins, the young Zaven Collins, who is still trying to make a name for himself. You have Jordan Hicks. You have faces on that team. And I just got to bring it to you, Franklin, man. The Detroit Lions have to find talent. And I'm talking about on both sides of the football. And Malik Willis, to me, would definitely be a great pickup for the Detroit Lions. I just feel that it's time to give competition to the quarterback position in Detroit. Because when Detroit had Matthew Stafford, they really never gave Matthew Stafford any competition. And sometimes the first quarterback needs to get a little scary every now and then, get a reminder that you can be replaced. Anybody is replaceable. Just like being on a job. You're not coming in to work on time and not doing the things that the boss is telling you. Guess what? You can be replaced. And the same thing how it goes in the NFL, because it's a job. You can be replaced. And if you're not putting in the performance that we think is best suited for this team to win football games, then you could be replaced. And I think that Malik Willis has the talent, man, to compete with the Jared Goff. Dynamic playmaker, having one of the strongest arms in the draft, and dude can make things happen with his legs. And I just feel that right now we're at a point and at a precipice where the Detroit Lions need to find talent. They need help with the run game. The run game we thought that was going to be tremendously better, it's not better. And I think that Malik Willis will be a guy that will be able to spark this run game and be able to play with a DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams and get this run game up to par, because the Lions need to be able to run the football. And I'm not saying just run Malik Willis to death. I'm not saying that at all. So if I'm a GM and I'm Brett Holmes and I'm trying to get this team together, because, you only got so much time to be able to put a franchise together. Now, I know that Dan Campbell got a 6-year deal and things of that nature. But when you look at it, you got to have Malik Willis on your big board. When the scouts and the GM and the coach get together and they're talking about the talent and things of that nature, you got to look at it with this type of eye. You have to have everybody on the big board that you feel that you would take. If you're the number one pick in the draft, which guys would you take number one overall? You know what I'm saying? Because I know you could take Kayvon Thibodeau and he's going to be a monster on that front line. But then it comes back to you haven't drafted a top quarterback or a franchise quarterback, I guess, since Matthew Stafford. They really haven't they drafted quarterbacks, but none of those guys they kept. Jake Rudock, guys like Brad Kaya, they didn't keep any of those guys. So those guys didn't even get an opportunity to be groomed. There's different ways at going at it. You don't have to even take Malik Willis, but what I'm saying is that you need the talent. And I just think that Malik Willis would be able to get seats in the stands, which the Lion fans are really loyal to the team anyway. They come to the game no matter the team is 0-17, 0-15. It don't matter what the Lions are. The fans continue to keep going and supporting the franchise because they want to win. And they still stand behind a loser. But at the same time, it's all about being able to get the talent on the team. You need talent to be groomed. And if it's grooming Malik Willis and allow him to play a year behind Jared Goff, or if Jared Goff is not playing well next season, then you yank him. Hey, you got to do whatever you got to do. It's all about, at this point right now, it's about winning football games. Nothing else can be done really in Detroit besides winning. And whatever coach wins with this team, if it's Dan Campbell or if it's somebody else that comes in, I don't know. But the biggest thing is for the Lions to win football games. And I think that Malik Willis has a lot to bring to the table. A guy that can extend plays, a guy that can be a superstar. I just think that he has that type of potential. I know it's other quarterbacks that you may like, and we'll talk about that at a later date. But right now, I just think that Malik Willis would be that talent that Detroit needs, and he'll give the Detroit Lions a facelift, or he'll give them hope. Something that they've been waiting on for a very, very long time. And, most teams right now, a lot of people are looking at this from a different perspective. You got to be able to look at people's different perspectives on how they think about the team. But I just feel that Malik Willis would be a dynamic playmaker for the Detroit Lions. That's something that they need. They haven't had dynamic or explosion on the offensive side of the ball in a very, very long time. And I'm talking about since Calvin and pretty much Barry Sanders. And you can say a little bit with Reggie Bush. He had a couple explosive plays, and Javed Best had a couple explosive plays. But I mean, you're looking at the run game, man, where guys ain't even able to run 50 or 60 yards on one run. You haven't really had that, really. So you need to be able to find some type of success somewhere, and I just think that Malik Willis would offer that. I think that he would give the Detroit Lions a different look. He would make defenses scared. He would make the defense honest and probably even take the top off defense, especially if you get a wide receiver. But Malik Willis has to be on the Detroit Lions big board. You have to make a thought about Malik Willis being that number one pick overall if you land at the number one pick. But if not, and you feel like Matt Corral is the guy, which I don't really too much, I've seen Corral play and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with Pickett either. I'm not impressed with Sam Howell. But those are other choices as well. But I just think that they need a dynamic playmaker, somebody that's special, somebody that's going to electrify this crowd. Somebody's going to make this crowd feel hope again. That's what the Detroit Lions need. They need an urgency for hope. They need an urgency to get players in here that's going to be talented players. Because when you look at Jared Goff, he's just an average quarterback at best with the Detroit Lions. You need dynamic in Detroit. You need special. And I think Malik Willis offers special. So if you're Brad Holmes, not only you're making your way to Kayvon Thibodeau, but you also need to make your way over to Malik Willis and see how good this kid actually is, because he has to be a part of your big board. He has to. Kayvon Thibodeau is a beast. Kyle Hamilton, beast. All of these guys will be on my big board. The Drake Londons, the Traylon Burks, all of these guys will be on my big board. So we're going to give it to you raw, and we're going to give it to you Detroit style. So get the talent, Detroit, and I definitely think that this team will get better in the future. Go get the talent. Peace.